You're so welcome. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, the 9th of January 2024. Yeah. How has your year begun for you? How is your year going so far? How's yours going so far?
Pretty good, but life, yesterday we were talking about smiles.
Yes.
And smiling through the storm.
Of course.
Yeah, I think that's going to be one of my things to hang on to this year.
Smile
learn
through
to smile through every storm.
And you'll sail through easily. You'll sail through easily.
Storms, man. You know, it's interesting. We've had 3 Monday holidays
back to back.
Can you imagine?
It's true.
Christmas Day,
New Year's Day, then the Constitution Day, back to back. Meaning Mondays, this year, everything is going to be Kojo.
All right. Good morning again. Welcome to Breakfast Daily. My name is David Kweku Citi.
My name is Elaine Ato, and we have the quote of the day this morning that reads, "Knowledge is power. Educate yourself about cervical cancer and how to prevent it." And you know this month, January, is cervical cancer month. Yeah. So we are creating huge awareness for you, and make sure you are getting screened.
Yeah,
it is going to help you as a woman. We spoke about it extensively, I think, last week, last week, and we discussed the fact that if you know what a pap smear is, how expensive it is, if you get an opportunity and a health center is screening and it's giving you that provision, you should take a quick advantage of it and make sure as a woman you are getting checked, because if you get the disease right now, the stench
it's one of those things that by the time you know you have it,
it's too late.
It's too late.
It's way too late.
It's important to get checked regularly. Look, for me, the quote of the day, the part that says, "Knowledge is power." It's like literally inform yourself about everything, because the more you know, the more you're empowered to deal with life's issues. All right? So that's a fantastic quote of the day today. Now, talking about knowledge, later on in the show today, we're going to be starting the Effective Living series. Yes. And so today on the Effective Living series, Michael Efa is going to be speaking with us. Apioko is hosting Michael Ohene Efa. He's the co-founder of Leader Freak International and Development. He's a development consultant as well. Today's topic conversation is building personal resilience and mental fortitude. Yes, mental fortitude. See, mental fortitude is basically saying that as the storm is happening, your mind is so hardcore that you are not
Nothing can break you.
You can smile.
Nothing can break you.
Nothing can break
Having a mental fortitude is one thing I think most of us should lean on, because it's easy for anyone to have a mental breakdown due to certain things you may be going through. You may get into depression much so that
life's curveballs can really mess you up, And so, like you're saying, I think that having mental fortitude is so critical.
It's so critical as a person.
Because things happen every day.
On a daily basis, you are sometimes unforeseen ones, like they say, sense of omission. Somebody will just step on your toe. Maybe you may not be in the right place at the right time, and the person will just step on your toe, and it will escalate without you wanting it to escalate because of the mental state you may be in at that point in time. So I believe if we have a strong and solid mental fortitude, you can be able to withstand anything that is thrown at you, especially the unforeseen ones.
So 9:30 today, don't miss out on it. It's the Effective Living series. Apioko will be hosting Michael Ohene Efa. All right, let's get into the dailies that we have. Some of the papers are back. Yes, they did.
Welcome back, newspapers.
but the majority are not yet back.
Majority are not back, but the main ones that we know, Ghana ones, they are back.
The likes of Finder and
BFN,
Herald,
Business and Financial Times.
I don't know where they are.
You don't. Oh, they'll be back. Don't worry.
We're doing this review today, so I'm going to be asking the people.
I'm sure by tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Anyway, the Daily Graphic is here. And protect Constitution by ensuring peaceful, transparent election. This is coming from the NCCE. Unsuccessful election petition should attract sanctions. This is a suggestion by Dr. Afarijan. And of course, we covered that broadcast yesterday from the UPSA, and it was a fantastic, a time of interaction. He gave an amazing keynote speech, and also very engaging reactions from the panelists.
The panelists.
I mean, I was fascinated by the two attorney generals, you know, and their feedback.
The fact that there were no politicizing of anything.
Yeah, it was good.
I like their
enjoyed
stances.
I enjoyed that.
I like the negations they gave, the ones they were against and the ones they stood for, especially when it comes to our ministerial appointments.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a very matured experience that they gave
for
us.
all.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, very matured.
And for especially young journalists who are now learning what the elections are about, what our constitution is about. We are supposed to have this knowledge, this wealth of knowledge to carry on in the practicing of our journalism so we can apply it properly.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Constitution Day celebration. Don't overhaul Constitution. Strengthen public institutions, says the Attorney General. GES harmonizes code of conduct for pre-tertiary schools, and we have ADB shareholders approve 2 billion Ghana City capital injection. All right, so that's what I have in the daily graphic. What about you?
Now, I have the daily guide. Today is the 9th of January 2024, and it's Ghana's favorite newspaper. And making headlines, I am the masked man, Cheddar reveals. Nana Kwame Bediako, a.k.a. Cheddar. Further for IGP Dampare, that's IGP Ekufu Dampare, and we have 2024 election must be free and fair. Nanado Dankwa Ekufuado. And GIFEC makes digitization strides. Also on page 16, Baumia opens Naseriga Sports Complex.
Okay, beautiful.
Let's go into the headlines.
Yeah, so let's do some online stories. I'm looking at to see if there's anything that's catching my eye on the graphic, but I think.
How about we talking about the maxed man? The review.
Okay. You want to delve into that a bit?
Yes, I don't know if you've seen the billboard, the sudden switch.
Yeah, I know I did, and I've seen the new updates.
You've seen the new updates to the billboards, and now his face is all over. And we are waiting to see what event will happen, because his was withheld, and he wasn't able.
But his was supposed to happen when?
That was the very day, right? Today.
It's supposed to happen today,
is
right?
9th, yes. It's supposed to happen today. So we are waiting.
A state event.
So we are waiting to see which state event will take place.
For which reason
his was withheld.
Okay.
So we'll be looking forward to seeing all of that. And I don't. Page 6. I think page 6. Am I allowed to go into it a little?
Take a look at it. Let's see what they're saying on page 6.
Let's see what page 6 has for us pertaining to the maxed man. And Nana Kwame Bediako, nicknamed Cheddar, also known as Freedom Jacob Caesar, an entrepreneur and real estate developer, has stated that he is the driving force behind the political movement called the New Force. Speaking to the media in Accra on January 7, 2024, Cheddar indicated that he had been forced to unveil his identity as the man in the mask on billboards placed at vantage points across the country. The 43-year-old man, who was flanked by Peter of Nigeria, PLO Lumumba of Kenya, and Zimbabwe's Dr. Arikana Shimhoburi Kwao, asserted that he was nothing, or he has nothing to be scared of. I came to you, I am quoting him, I came to you as your salvation. I don't invest in myself alone. I am investing in you, Cheddar stated. This is to read his statement to all Ghanaians. And the fact that he mentioned that he was forced. What forced it?
He was forced to come out.
He was forced to unveil himself.
Yeah, I guess, you know, the whole cancellation, very high-profile persons from across the continent have been brought in to come and be speakers, you know, and sort of threw everybody off guard, I guess, in terms of their planning and all of that. So he came to come and say, I mean, the man cannot come in a mask to come and talk. No. That one is left. It's only Anas who does those things.
Yes.
So this one, you have to come and show.
He has to come and show his face.
I'm the one,
and without fear nor favor.
It's my event. I'm the one. I invited these people to come. You know. So anyway, I guess that's what it is.
I think the fact that he was what made him unveil himself is the fact that he was his program was withheld, and that made him come out. Because let's say I do not know who is behind this mask. We do not know the main people behind this particular event. So then again, we are protecting the public. So I think the government stance may be a little, I think it's okay that they were able to withhold it a little.
So that we could see who it is?
Yes.
Really? Okay, anyway.
When persuasion
There's
fails.
some online stories.
Force is applied.
Broad daylight, this is citynewsroom.com. Citynewsroom.com is where we are at. Broad daylight, vote buying and selling, a shameful spectacle. This is Dr. Farijan. I'd like to delve into that story in a little bit. Let me just do the other trending stories. Kolebu renal patients appeal for more dialysis machines and consumables. Chichire murder. 7 persons arrested to appear in court on Wednesday. And we have reduced duty fees, other charges to stabilize the prices of goods. This is Guta speaking to government. I know there was a bit of angst among the people because I think the minister had said something about him not being happy about the pricing and things, and he was saying that about you should reduce the fees. Anyway, so funeral service for the late Sydney Casely Hayford slated for January 9th. So it's today, and our condolences to the entire family. Of course, Sydney was a regular member of the Big Issue panel for so many years when he was on radio and then transitioned to TV as well. And so our condolences to him, to his family, and all the loved ones he left behind. Yeah. You want to do some other stories?
The other stories making headlines this morning on City Newsroom are start prepping your handing over notes.
So it says start preparing your handing over notes, as Sidun Ketia tells MPP ministers. OSP justifies action against Cecilia Dapa in missing money saga. We also have here, I didn't attack judiciary. I was only sounding an alarm. This is a special prosecutor speaking. Of course, Bernard, our general manager here, interviewed him on The Point of View last night. A very interesting conversation they had. Mahama won't congratulate anybody who murders to gain power. NDC is speaking to the president. Failed election petitions must attract punitive sanctions. Afarijan speaking. We have NDC vows to secure justice for 8 killed persons during 2020 polls if it wins power. And let's go on a couple more headlines. Council of State is now like an anorexic institution without power. That's a very harsh description, but I guess being the grandpa of elections that he is, he knows what he's talking about. We've become poorer due to pervasive public corruption. And I must say that this, I can't agree more. Franklin Kujo jabs government over cancellation of the convention. This is Chedda's event. Yes. It was called the convention. Yeah. And fire outbreak at Dome Market. Shops, 50 shops
50
destroyed.
Yeah. Yesterday I was sent the video at dawn.
You saw it?
Yeah, I was sent the video.
Okay.
The PRO sent me the video.
Okay.
50 shops had been destroyed.
Goodness gracious.
Now the sad thing is, Dome Markets, it's happened several times.
Yeah.
The reasons it happens are still under investigations. Besides that, to the congestion over there, that's not allowed the fire service to penetrate. Have easy penetration when it comes to maneuvering or finding their ways to where the fire has started rumbling. Besides that, there's no fire station, according to none whatsoever within the vicinity that can act as a quick response for them. Because of that, imagine if the Ghana National Fire Service, the headquarters, has been called and all of their machinery has been deployed to let's say, Nyenyano. Look at the distance between Nyenyano and Dome. How soon will they get there and induce the fire for more distractions not to occur?
You know, as for the solutions to this problem, it's only one thing: the ability for us to maintain discipline. Because there are rules for how markets should be set up.
Yes.
All the rules have been flouted.
They've been flouted.
All the rules have been flouted.
None of them
Distance, the materials being used.
Landmarking, even the landmarking, where the
all
building
the
is even
rules
set.
have just flouted by heart. Wiring, wrong wiring, the use of...
If it's a linear form of marketing, if you're all selling tomatoes, you all should be selling tomatoes.
Yeah.
If the rest are all
doing
rules.
machinery,
they should be doing machinery. Yeah. But none of it is followed.
No, they don't follow
and
anything.
the assembly watch
every
time.
Exactly.
Every
and they'll be collecting tools every day. They're collecting tools.
The moment there's a fire outbreak, you do not see them.
Yeah,
no implementations are done. When you listen to the losses from these women, these market women, these traders, they tell you every day they pay a toll, not less than 5 Ghana Cedi.
Yeah.
So when there's aid for them, when there's a time they are in crisis, who helps them? This same assembly sort of neglects them and allows them to go back into time again, try to gather the monies they have lost again. From where? From where? Look at the prices of items. Now look at Guterres headlines too.
Yeah, I know.
The prices of items, even when you're shipping your items into the country. My brother, the number of documentations, the amount of monies and the brown envelopes that go around, it is a sad thing for an entrepreneur in Ghana.
It's unfortunate. Look, and Dr. Farajan is making a comment about this issue of the way we like to circulate money in our system. So vote buying and selling is shameful spectacle. I'll read that quickly, not all of it, but and then we can go for sports review. Now, Dr. Kojo Farajan, former chairman of the Ghana's Electoral Commission, has painted a stark picture of the country's democracy, lamenting politicians' broken promises and open vote buying in a hard-hitting keynote address during the Constitution Day public lecture on Monday, January 8th, 2024. Now, I'll just quickly jump down further to what he actually said. It says here, but for Jan's criticisms, okay, so let me start from here. He went on to warn of the dire consequences of unfulfilled promises, calling them a millstone around a politician's neck. All right, so making a lot of promises that you have no intention and capacity to deliver on, but you're making it because it's like, talk some so they will vote for you. All right, with negative effects spilling over and even impacting party members who had no initial role in the promise-making enterprise. But Afarajan's criticism went beyond broken promises. He reserved his sharpest rebuke for what he has described as a shameful spectacle of the open market of vote buying and selling that has marred recent elections. I won't go any further. The story goes on, so you can go and read it for yourself, citynewsroom.com. I won't go any further, but you know, in the last primaries, not main elections,
not the primaries.
You know, this just
2023,
a few months ago, you see cases of different people talking about different amounts.
Oh, yes.
Back in 2-3 years ago, it was a case of transportation of 40 Ghana cedis and other
30, 20 Ghana
Now we are talking
2,000 Ghana cedis and beyond. People and fighting. Look at what happened at Adenteng. People fighting over the money.
It's crazy.
And they openly spit it out and say, I should have got my money. I didn't get it.
I am wondering how we can solve this. No, I'm really wondering how we can solve this. One of the things that comes to mind is let's open up the voter base in the primaries, right?
From just the delegates to the entire constituency.
Thank you. If you do that, now if you think you can buy votes, come and buy and let's see.
It will be more expensive to pay the entire constituency than just the delegates.
You break your bank to pay the entire constituency.
So you won't go ahead.
You don't even know where the votes are coming from.
Of course.
Yes. So how do you pay the money?
You see cars that are parked very close to gates. I have witnessed these very close to gates, vantage points. Because I covered, you know, some of the primaries. So the car is so parked close to the gate, and immediately the money is given. and they realize that they've been seen.
Yeah.
They decide to speed off. And in the course of speeding off, some of the monies will spill. Some people will rush towards the money. In the course of speeding off, they do not even care who is the bystander who will get hurt. And after taking their monies, a delegate will come and stand there. I mean, imagine and they say it so openly, it is frustrating. Imagine and then the rest will come and stand to the point of attacking.
Ridiculous.
And it becomes a fight, hurling of stones, chairs, just because I did not get 2,000 worth of Ghana Cedi to be able to cast the vote.
You know what? This matter, I think that we'll get time to delve into these issues a bit more another time. Sports Review is next. Don't go anywhere. All right, let's get into some sports. In the AFCON 2023, we have some updates. Now, Ghana's Black Stars played out a goalless draw with Namibia at the Baba Yara Stadium last night in an international friendly. Now, the match was part of the team's preparations for the AFCON tournament, which starts on the 13th of January. Now, the match was watched by fans, and it was an opportunity for them to see the players in action since the team had been training behind closed doors in the last 10 days in the Ashanti region. Now, the Black Stars will fly out from Kumasi to Cote d'Ivoire on Wednesday to continue preps for their Group D opener against Cape Verde on the 14th of January. All right. Now, Elaine, I don't know if you watched any of it at all. No, you didn't. No, don't worry. I also didn't. But I hear it was a drab, boring.
That's what I hear.
Outing. So I don't know. Anyway, there's some more stories.
Go ahead.
Now, in the Emirates FA Cup news, Manchester United beat Wigan 2-0 at the DW Stadium to book their ticket to the fourth round of the Emirates FA Cup. Now, the Red Devils needed goals from Diogo Dalot in the 22nd minute and Bruno Fernandes in the 74th minute to make it through. Now, they will take on either Newport or Islay in round 4. Now, the draw for round 4 was done on Monday, and it threw up some interesting fixtures. Now, Manchester City will face Tottenham, whilst Chelsea will host Aston Villa. Now, Liverpool will meet either Norwich City or Bristol Rovers. Finally, we get some, soft team to play. And now, some other sad news here in the world of football. Franz Beckenbauer, one of the greatest football players of all time, died yesterday at the age of 78. Now, Beckenbauer, named Der Kaiser, won the World Cup with West Germany as captain in 1974. I was just a year old at the time.
Oh, wow.
But I watched him as manager in 1990.
In 1990.
Yes. Now, the former defender is one of 3 men, along with Brazil's Mario Zagallo, who passed away this month, and France's Didier Deschamps, to have won the World Cup both as player and as manager. Yeah, only 3 people have ever done that. At club level, Beckenbauer is considered a Bayern Munich legend, having won 3 successive European Cups with the German Giants from 1974 to 1976. Along with 4 Bundesliga titles, he played 582 times for Bayern.